Hello and happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys are having a good time with your loved ones. If you don't have any loved ones, well, always you could just boot up EU5 and have a game on that. Anyway, we have a Valentine's Day Tinto Talks to have a look through, and as you can see at the bottom of the screen, Serfdom versus Free Subjects is getting another tweak. In the last update I made, there was obviously the change to Serfdom versus Free Subjects, and I wasn't particularly happy with it. Essentially, the goal that they're going for is to have all of the values be situational, right? Sometimes one is better, sometimes the other is better, depending on your situation. But always that, neither of them are just objectively better in every scenario. Which means that I think Innovative is probably going to get a nerf bat at some point because it is just objectively better. Though maybe me saying that and having the devs watch this video, that I may have just hastened Innovative's downfall, so I apologize for that. Anyway, let's see what they have been working on since Thursday and the 1.13 release. First of all, there were serious bugs in the entire 1.1 regarding the secured flanks defense, where an actual modifier of 50% was being used with 2 secure flanks. Infantry was always taking 100% less damage, so technically modifiers are capped at a maximum of -95. They've now changed it to be a more reasonable number, so now 2 secured flanks is -10% damage taken, similar to other powerful abilities. Okay, so is this infantry taking -100% less damage? There's too many negatives here. Is this that they were taking too much damage or taking too little damage? I never noticed infantry being giga OP, so maybe they were taking too much damage? I don't know. Either way, they've now made it a much more reasonable number. We'll see how that affects things. The issue with slaves using buildings not being able to get slaves if you had less slaves than RGO workers required has been fixed. In those cases, laborers will be prioritized over slaves for the RGOs. This is really going to impact your Ottoman campaigns. They have the Janissary barracks, which requires slaves, and if you have a bunch of RGOs in the same location beforehand, the slaves would be more drawn to the RGOs, and you would be left with no population for your barracks, which is like the big strength of the Ottomans. So now laborers will be prioritized over slaves in RGOs. That's really, really good for them, and probably anyone who has a similar mechanic. I think Mamluks have a similar thing, but I've not played them yet. Due to feedback, they've reworked Free Subjects versus Serfdom societal value again. Serfdom makes nobles happy and a rich societal value. Makes nobles happy and rich, while Free Subjects makes peasants happy and rich. Serfdom will make your levy slightly larger and recover faster, while Free Subjects levies will fight slightly better. The penalty for Free Subjects is no longer a satisfaction penalty for the noble state. Awesome. Instead, less peasants can be forced to become levies. Okay. Here's the thing. I thought that noble estate satisfaction was a horrific penalty because I'm already teetering on the brink of not having my nobles happy. But what I will say is by the time we get to, single player specifically, my peasant levy size, after I get some, regular army, is completely irrelevant. If you are of the opinion that both sides should be situationally better, and neither being objectively better, I feel like you missed on this one, because I think I don't care about this number. As soon as I have regular infantry, regular army, this number is irrelevant, and I will just push to 100% free subjects because it's just better. It is just objectively better. That's where I come from this. Yeah. I don't know. If you have a different opinion, please let me know in the comment section below. But are you a Serfdom enjoyer? I know Lemon Cake enjoyed a bit of Serfdom in his France game, but I don't see Serfdom being better than Free Subjects now. Before, the nerf to Free Subjects was a big one that made me pause and think, okay, maybe start of the game, I'll stick with Serfdom and then I'll go to Free Subjects. Now I'm thinking, I just pushed there immediately. Serfdom having larger levies, actually maybe we stick with Serfdom in the very early game, but come come 1400, come 1450, you should be pushing full free subjects, in my opinion. But let's see, what else we got? Transport costs for transport ships have also been rebalanced to use the new unit sizes. I didn't even think of this when we came to the new unit sizes. Each transport ship can transport half an infantry regiment, just like in 1.011. This has the added benefit that now levies are much easier to ship over as well. Okay, I like that. That's good. They've been reworking the Colombian exchange a fair bit for two reasons. First of all, the AI was not very smart with it. Well, before, the AI couldn't use it at all, and then suddenly, with Ross back, the AI could use it, and, well, they spammed the chilies and tobacco like no one's business. While we all love a good chili, right, deep lore. This is written by Yuan. Yuan really likes spicy food. Like, when we're in Sitges, he had his special hot sauce. I like spicy food, but that thing made me cry. It was anyway. Making the majority of the locations produce chili is not ideal. Secondly, a significant part of the performance problems during the age of absolutism was due to how the situation was coded. Both the issues have been addressed for the next update of ROSBAC, the 1.14 beta. Okay, hopefully we get that soon then. They've also worked on the sound issues to reduce the breathing and coughing sounds in various panels. Also some changes to when a rebel is raising up or merely a minor uprising, and they fixed a bug where revolters would steal the entire province's worth of levies if they got a single location joining a revolt. That's rough, I didn't actually notice that happening. Also a bug with fort maintenance, where if you had two buildings in a location providing garrisons, then both would pay for the combined garrison size. This is now fixed. This is the Theodosian walls. The Romans had to pay double for their fort maintenance, which obviously not great. And I'm not talking about fort maintenance as in like the ducats. They had to pay the building upkeep as in the goods that were required for it. They had to pay double, which obviously sucks for them because they don't have a lot of money at the start of the game. A few changes related to estates building RG-owned buildings has also been done according to feedback from the community, primarily on what buildings they build. Also looking at more at lacking the types of pops required in the location. I know that they are no longer able to build libraries and universities. Probably there's something more in there that I'm forgetting. Some issues where Crown Estate was not correct for characters that have been fixed as well. This is something that keeps being brought up, and that is fantastic that they are looking at this now and fix this now. We had issues where characters that should have been part of the Crown Estate were swapping over to the Noble Estate for ungodly reasons. And sometimes that made sense, right? Sometimes it made sense for the, if they are distant cousins and they just have the same surname, maybe they shouldn't be a part of the Crown Estate. Crown Estate should be, relatively tight-knit. But it seemed to be kind of frequent, like too much. Like, my son joined the Noble Estate. My heir is a part of the Noble Estate. I'm not vibing with that one, so if that has been fixed, then that is fantastic as well. As you may have noticed, 1.13 was a bit faster in tick speed, and they've been continuing to improve this further for 1.14. Here's a graph of the nightly performance graphs. Okay, so how much time there has passed, and the game date per year, and, okay, green line go up, green line better. That seems pretty good to me. That is a marked increase, improvement. A big fan of that. Someone else can dig into the graph a little bit more. I'm not a graph guy. Anyway, we're also doing significant improvement to the Italian Wars. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens there. The Italian Wars is just something that doesn't happen. If you play in Italy, you've probably unified Italy by the time the Italian Wars come up. If you're not playing in Italy, you don't care about the Italian Wars. It's just a complete non-issue. Not sure it'll make it for the cutoff for 1.14, so it might be on 1.15 instead. Well, as long as it's in Rosbach, then I don't mind. They're also working on fixing the problems with river proximity that the new improved UI has exposed to us all. Awesome. Another big issue that people have been bringing up. It's something to do with going across and then back again and like some diagonal doodad. It's awkward. It's an awkward problem. But yeah, hopefully that's going to be fixed soon. It will take a fair bit of time as it's manually checking every single river connection in the game. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a rough one. So they're not sure which 1.1x update it'll be ready for. Anyway, almost time for lunch, so have a fun afternoon with your loved ones, and talk to you later. Yeah, just a quick update. I really appreciate these little ones, like Tinto Talk extras, the stuff that we're not expecting that just pop up and like, boom. I quite like them. But I would love to hear your opinions, your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the new Serfdom versus Free Subjects? Do you think Innovative is going to get the nerf bat next? Yeah. All of the issues that people keep bringing up, I think, are somewhat covered here. Obviously, things aren't done yet. They aren't fixed yet. And 1.1.4, as far as I'm aware, is not out yet. I don't have a download in my Steam, after all. But when it comes out, I'll be looking into it, I'll be playing it, and we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thanks all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.